So Robert College and Jab Abumrad has this great podcast called RadioLab.
RadioLab.
From
WNYC.
And I really like this show. It's very centered around science or scientists or scientific phenomenon that we come across in everyday life and stuff like that. Throughout their stories, they're keeping a scientific perspective, or at least an unbiased perspective. They don't really take sides, but they keep it real, basically. Now, one of the stories they have covered is about the Dead Sea Scrolls, and another one was about the physiological aspects of the walls of Jericho. So for me, it was quite a surprise when they put up this clip.
What Pascal said. Pascal said, if you do the math the way Annie does the math, believe in God. What are the pot odds on God?
See, but that's ridiculous, by the way. That's ridiculous.
Because, why? Because you feel like Pascal's faith is lesser. His belief in God, because he got to it through math, is somehow lesser than, I don't know, say St. Augustine or someone you respect.
Yes, because we're talking here about grace and love and being connected, and it is a daredevil-y, heart of your hearts, full of emotion. That's what rules here, and that's what guides you. It is not calculating the odds.
I don't know. The odds are looking pretty divine right now.
So this is a show about Annie Duke, a renowned poker player, and they just round out the show by lending credence to Pascal's wager. So what I think we hear here is a producer of the show stepping in and saying that Pascal's wager is pretty much a bet you must take. Robert Krolage disputes this, but Jad then sums it up by saying that the odds seem to be pretty divine here. Now, Robert argues this from an emotional standpoint, but Pascal's wager is actually a logical fallacy. First up, it's a false dichotomy. You're saying, is there a God or is there not a God? Well, which God? There are thousands of gods out there that you could bet on. Second of all, believing in a religion is not something you do just on a gamble. You actually have to believe in the content of the religion, and if you can't do that, if God exists, he will call your bluff. Being omnipotent, he can't really be fooled. So this show aired a while back, and I didn't decide to make a comment on it because it was a single occurrence, but the other day I heard this.
What would it even mean to make a choice completely independent of your brain? Okay, wait, I'd like to...
Wait, one more time. I promise I won't. What about, like, the Ten Commandments? Those are like the... Those are...
Okay.
And then they end up like this.
Otherwise, we would be... Well, we would be like... I don't know what we'd be.
So, hey, so you're coming out for the Ten Commandments at the end of the day.
Wait. Hold on.
No,
Hold on.
Let's just say he went there and he can't take it back.
Don't draft me onto that team.
So, short summary. They're talking about neurology in law and morality. And Robert Krolage all of a sudden brings up the Ten Commandments. They don't discuss the Ten Commandments until the very end when Robert brings it up again. Now, I made another video about the Ten Commandments, so feel free to go watch that, but I'm going to do a short summary of them here too, just to illustrate the complete ridiculousness of bringing them up in this context. The first 4 commandments: no other gods before me, no graven images, no blasphemy, don't work on the Sabbath, don't have any moral, universal value. They're just edicts from God that Christians are supposed to follow, so they're Christian values. Honor your parents. Well, I guess it's a good moral guideline, but it's nothing to do with law. So, no murder. Yeah, that has to do with law. No law against adultery. There are laws against theft and telling lies. No coveting. Well, I would argue that this is actually a morally unsound practice because it includes that you shouldn't covet your neighbor's wife as if she was his possession, and also that you shouldn't covet his slaves. And I don't think that having slaves is a good practice. Now, I really like Robert Krolage as a host, but I really feel that he put his foot in it this time. RadioLab is one of my favorite shows, and I wish that they would keep up the good work that they've been doing so far, apart from these 2 small digressions. The host's faith is none of my concern, and I really don't care if they want to tell us on the show what they believe in, as long as it doesn't clash with the subject at hand, like I feel like it really does in these two instances.